Yes. Okay, go. It's intense, It takes like an hour and a half. It's 7 layers of paint, so it's 5 different shades of green, and then 1 aubergine colour, like for shading and contouring, and then finally it's like a smattering of gold over the top to catch the light. Yeah, I have a funny story. When we first did the green makeup, we had to do like a makeup test for the network, for ABC and Disney. And I was at the studio and I went to the toilet and I heard a woman in there, I didn't know who it was, ahead of me, and she was washing her hands in the basement, and I just had this idea just to mess with her, even though I didn't know who she was. So I'm completely in green. So I finished going to the loo, and I kicked the door open, and I just came walking straight towards her, and she was washing her hands, and she looked up, she's like, ah! I nearly gave her a heart attack. And it turns out she was a woman from the costume department. Mm-hmm. So for the rest of the time, we were shooting the season, every time I would see her, she's like, "You got me!" It was really funny. I don't think that she's psycho. I think she's more... I think most of the negative stuff that she does, is coming from a place of pain and all the stuff. She's had a pretty crappy life, so she's been through a lot and been given up, and the alcoholic father who never felt wanted and was born with these powers and never know what to do with them. So I think it's all just coming from a place of wanting to be loved, and it's just she's sort of gone past this point of being reasonable, and that's why she's kind of acting out like a child, like bad behaviour. I knew it was a huge hit, and I was very happy for Adam and Eddie because I worked with them on Lost. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't started watching it, so when they offered me the part, I went back on Netflix and I watched 53 episodes in 2 weeks in preparation to go to Vancouver to shoot it. Okay. I can't act in front of the green screen because I'm green, so I would disappear. Mm-hmm. So for me, they had to use a blue screen. Otherwise, there'd just be eyes and teeth. Yeah, I've done stuff with that before, but it's intense. It's really, the sound stages that we shoot on are huge. And after a while, you don't see the daylight, and it could be, maybe you're working for 15, 16, 17 hours. When you're looking at blue all day, it gets a bit, sometimes I feel like I'm going to faint, so I have to step outside and get back to reality and then step back inside again. It's really crazy. Anything's possible. Okay. I don't know that I would want to play anybody else on the show because everybody is doing such an amazing job, but I can say that my favourite characters personally as a fan of the show, I just love the villains. So the Evil Queen and I love Rumpelstiltskin too. I love to root for the bad guys on these shows, they're just deliciously fun. I didn't know about her plan. I kind of was learning about where they were going as we were filming it. So I was just kind of trying to stay present and stay in the moment. Oh my God. Lost was amazing. It was such an amazing cast. Working in Hawaii was amazing, besides the fact that I got too many freckles. I got a lot of freckles on that show. It was hard working in the sun, but it was fun. Being on Lost was like going to college. It was like being in university. We would just play practical jokes on each other all the time, and we were just children being really silly. It was so much fun. That was an amazing show. I'm glad I was a part of that. Mm-hmm. That will live in infamy, that show, I don't know. I think fantasy stuff is becoming more and more popular, and I think maybe it's because it's just such a wonderful way to escape. I think, so many people maybe are going through crap, or living in a country where the economy is going in the toilet, and for 1 hour out of an evening you get to disappear into another world. And I just think sometimes that's what entertainment really brings to people, is a form of escape and just travel somewhere else for a minute. Like, what if you can't afford to go somewhere? You watch a show that takes you somewhere else, you feel like you went somewhere that night. And I think that's what entertainment should be. I watch every single TV show. Everything. I watch so much TV, it's embarrassing. I used to lie and say, oh, I read books all the time. I mean, yeah, I read a book, but I watch a lot of TV. Like, when you go to my DVR, it's like just series after series after series. I watch Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, and I watch Scandal. I watch reality TV. There's not much I don't watch. It's easier to list what I don't watch than what I do watch. Yeah, I really want to be on Game of Thrones. That's a big dream of mine. Also because it shoots in the UK, so I get to hang out with my family as well. No, my dad's read the books. So I want to be on Game of Thrones because then my dad will be really happy. I do, but I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Sorry.